Well, Help Fight Famine advocates want to see the Australian government ramp up its support to the hunger crisis in the Horn of Africa. Since the start of this month, it's estimated another 100,000 people in Somalia are grappling with starvation. Joining me now is spokesperson Kristy Robertson. So just to start off with, I mean, it's hard to get our heads around because there's so much rain that's been falling here in Australia. How bad is this hunger crisis at the moment in Africa?
The situation in Africa and in particular in Somalia is just devastating right now. The reports that we're hearing from the Caritas workers in Somalia are that children, 5 years of age, are turning up at the clinics there and their arm circumference is about the size of your thumb. So the situation that we're seeing is really catastrophic and is only going to get worse.
The help that's available at the moment, is it mostly these non-government organisations and how stretched are they?
That's right. The help that's out there at the moment is largely non-government organisations who've been working across the Horn of Africa in these sorts of scenarios for months now. In fact, I was in Ethiopia earlier this year at the onset of this crisis, and there we were looking at feeding stations. There we were looking at health clinics for people who are experiencing the drought. They are being supported by the World Health Organisation and by the government, but more help is desperately needed.
What's the Australian government contributing at the moment? Because this is possibly the worst drought in Somalia in 40 years.
That's right, it's definitely the worst that I've seen in my time. I've been working in this space for about 20 years now, and I've never seen anything quite like what we're witnessing at the moment. The Australian government has made a pledge for $15 million, and that's a great start, but we really want the Australian government to be a world leader in this area. We really want to be at the global stage, providing our fair share to what's needed to solve this crisis. We believe that's an additional $135 million.
Another $135 million. Okay, we'll see what the government reaction to that. Individuals can help as well, of course. It's December 23. If you haven't got a present, it's pretty quick, last minute. You can get something online, send a receipt to someone and say, I've just donated this on your behalf. What's the best way for people to help?
That's exactly right. People can help by making a donation to their charity of choice, or go to the Help Fight Famine website and you can learn more there. People can also spare a minute and write to their local MP and tell them that this really matters to them. It's great that we'll have food on our table come Christmas time, but we also want food on the table of people throughout the world.
I know a lot of these websites essentially you have an avenue and you can donate a certain amount and I'll tell you what you'll be donating to this area. I mean, it's that dire that you'll be saving lives, right, if you log on now and donate?
That's right, it doesn't take much. It's a very small donation that goes a long way, particularly to these communities in Africa. And with regards to the Australian government's commitment, $135 million, which is how much we're asking for, is about $5 for each Australian. The cost of a couple of mangoes or a few avocados that will be on your Christmas table. So it's really not that much, and it will go a long way to alleviating the crisis that is being experienced throughout Africa right now.
Yeah, log on, donate if you can afford to, of course, because there are a few more drastic situations right now than what's happening in that Horn of Africa. Kristy Robertson, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.